Londoners on London transport. What do you like most about transport in London?
I love the fact that you never have to wait for ages. So there's always a bus within 5 minutes, 10 minutes max if you're a bit further out. The tube is always just a couple of minutes away. So that is something that's easy to take for granted. And when you go to another city and you use the transport system there, they might run on a more scheduled timetable, but the gaps are a lot bigger. So I love the fact that in London it's easy to get around.
I'm going to say it's efficient compared to transport in other countries.
I would say the ease of use. It's easy to get around. You can get anywhere you need to go quickly. Easy. Love it.
So I only moved to London a few years ago, and where I'm from, we don't have the infrastructure and the kind of transport that we have here. So it's wonderful to be able to rely on London transport, basically. To have such an efficient service.
I think, it's just so accessible. You only have to walk down less than half a mile and there's another tube station. You can get anywhere in London. There's the options of underground, overground, and then Thameslink. You can get out of London very easily as well. Buses. Yeah, it's just endless.
What could be improved or made better?
The pricing and safety.
What comes to mind is the tube's just really hot. Unbearably hot sometimes in this kind of weather.
I do think it's a shame that it costs quite a lot. Now, I do understand public finances and that, there is a cost to all this stuff. Some of the trains are really old and get really, really hot in the summer, which is very unpleasant. So I think a bit of modernisation or further modernisation of some of the lines and a bit more support on the costs to customers, I think would be appreciated.
I think at times the reliability of certain lines, specifically Jubilee line was on my bad list today, so it can be a bit unreliable at times, but other than that I think it's pretty good.
I feel like quite often the weather seems to create quite a few issues. So when it's really, really hot, the tracks will warp, for instance, on the rail, and I feel like, and when it's snowing, it's similar, it's kind of like a similar sort of situation. So I feel like maybe being able to sort of better adapt to those situations, could help.
In an ideal world, what would you like to see in the next 25 years?
Topical for everyone at the moment, the air conditioning on all travel. It's so hot and sweaty. That would be nice, yeah. Cheaper fares, that would be good as well.
I suppose continued innovation, cheaper travel if you compare it to other countries, and look, to fit the topic of the day, less emissions from public transport, so greener transport, local transport ecosystem.
A free transport for everyone, that would be great.
I'd like to keep the kind of historic side of the stations. So I know like Baker Street's just, a lot of it's been kept as it is. I wouldn't like to see that modernised too much, but yeah, if there could be more ventilation and the just the service and the trains modernised a bit more spacious. Just more like the Elizabeth line, maybe.
Fewer cars in London, much more cycling and safety for cycling. So I'm actually Dutch originally, so I'm quite used to seeing a lot of bikes on the road when we go to the Netherlands. Obviously there's a lot more cycling now than there was 10, 20 years ago, but it's still a bit unsafe. And I still think cars are not quite used to having a lot of cyclists on the road. And obviously it's a bit patchy, sometimes there's a bike lane, sometimes there isn't. So I think more consistency to get around the city in other ways and not just relying on the tube and the bus or cars would be a really good thing.